are here with our Honorable Minister of Immigration and Citizenship, Marco Mendicino. He's our new Minister of Immigration, and we are very first time going to talk to him. Mr. Thank you so much for talking to Parvasi Media Group.
Thank you so much. It's a wonderful pleasure to be with you.
Okay. So, Ministry of Immigration is always comes with a lot of responsibilities. One of the most, busiest ministry, I would say, in the cabinet. So, you have been appointed minister first time and given this very, very prestigious responsibility by the Prime Minister. What do you have to say?
Well, first, you can tell by the smile on my face that I'm just absolutely honored to have been given this opportunity. And you're right, it does come with tremendous responsibility, but I am embracing the opportunity with everything that it brings. The Prime Minister called me up and he asked me to do this incredible job, and I'm now setting about the mandate letter and looking at what are the main objectives in that mandate letter, which is to continue to grow immigration. And as the son of an immigrant family, my family is from Italy, which I'm very proud of. I want to continue to look for ways to look for pathways to grow our wonderful country, and there's no better way to do that than through immigration.
Being son of immigrant parents and working as a lawyer, how much it's going to help you as a minister?
Well, that's a good question. I will say that my training as a lawyer and as a former federal prosecutor has certainly helped me understand how legislation is passed, how to understand some of the arguments that are laid out in Parliament. But being in public life is so much more than just about the law. It's about staying in touch with the community, and one of the reasons why I'm so happy to be here in Mississauga today is to engage with some of my colleagues, including our host, MP Ikra Khalid. But we have such a strong team here in the Peel region, both in Mississauga and in Brampton, some of whom sit at the cabinet table, including Minister Navdeep Bains.
Yeah.
I know that my predecessors routinely came on your show.
Yes.
Minister Ahmed Hussein, Minister John McCallum. And so I'm proud to be continuing that tradition, and I am very excited about it.
Immigrants have always played a very important role in the development of our country. Time to time, we need immigrants. At the same time, we want to keep some kind of balance also. We need good quality of immigrants. So any plan in your mind how you will be able to keep this balance?
Well, we introduce every year a levels plan which sets out what our goals are over the course of a 3-year period. And the Prime Minister has asked me in the mandate letter that I just received to invite over a million new permanent residents who will hopefully become citizens one day over the course of the next 3 years. That's a very ambitious goal, and I'm excited to lay the groundwork and to do the work that is necessary to achieve it. There are a number of pathways to accomplishing that goal. We, of course, look for economic immigrants, but we also look at ways to reunify families as well as maintain our international obligations when it comes to refugees. And you will recall that when we first took power in 2015, we responded as the world asked us to the Syrian refugee crisis. As a result, we now see incredible success stories like someone that I just met in Geneva recently named Mustafa Ayello, who is a Syrian refugee, who we invited to be an official delegate as part of our overall delegation. And by inviting refugees to be part of the conversation, we are putting on, I think, complete display what it is that refugees have to offer. And of course, working with provinces and territories and now municipalities when it comes to selecting immigrants who are ready to apply their trade, their skills, their professions in Canada, because as you pointed out in your question, immigration is key to the future.
Yes.
It will continue to drive our economic growth, and it's for that reason that I am looking forward to meeting this objective.
Family class applications have been deferred for some time. Any reason or any plan in your mind how we can expect? That what kind of system you are bringing in?
Well, first of all, let me say that I believe in family reunification, and I am taking the time that is necessary to review the program so that it can be as fair and accessible as possible. I know that after last year's launch, there was some feedback that we got from the community, so we want to look to make sure that there are maybe some ways in which we can improve it. But equally, there's another pathway to family reunification, and that's through the Super Visa program, which is a new innovation which our government is continuing to make available to families who wish to reunify. So it's not my intention to have this review period go on for a long period. We're going to get some input, some feedback,
When we
and
can
then launch.
expect in coming months?
Well, I would say hopefully, sooner than that, because we're going to be back in Parliament at the end of January, beginning of February, and then we'll get on with hopefully restarting it.
As I said in the beginning, that there are lots of challenges heading this ministry as Minister of Immigration. I know you need some time to settle down, and I know you are already having good team. So when you think that the ministry will be fully operational, it's already, I believe it's already working well, but any course of time you think that then you will be all set and in full flow?
Well, as you mentioned, this is a department that continues to operate through successive ministries and governments. And so really now it's about receiving the new mandate, taking it and working closely with the department to make sure that we can implement all of the goals. And I have been very impressed with the quality of officials that do this work on a day in and day out basis. The individuals who process visa applications and permit applications, which are high volume, as you know, but equally in helping us select the right immigrants to come to Canada who are going to contribute economically, who are going to be reunited with their families, who are going to be offered some of the protections that they need because they're vulnerable, because they're refugees or they've been displaced. And so this is a department that has a tremendous capacity, and I think working with them, we are going to be able to accomplish a lot. And look, the vast majority of Canadians that I speak to are very confident that immigration is a positive thing, because there's an immigrant story in all of us, families who've come and traveled great distances, the work that is needed, the effort that is put in, the blood, the sweat, the tears, the toil, all of it in coming into Canada. And we see the stories that are playing out all over. I mean, today I was at a citizenship ceremony. This is one of the most special things that I get to do as minister, to see these individuals come forward with their families, to see them take the oath, to sing the national anthem with them for the first time.
And the glow you see on their face.
And the glow and the happiness is inspiring. And that's what's going to motivate me in my work as minister.
Okay. One thing before we finish, I would like to bring to your notice, in Peel region, particularly in Brampton, I brought to the notice of Prime Minister also, we are getting lots of international students there. We don't have enough infrastructure there. So any plan in your mind how we can scatter those students? They are accumulating only in one particular area, region. So they are bringing lots of problems. So we need good quality of international students, no question about that. They are contributing a lot in the system. But at the same time, there are so many challenges related to that. So in coming days, can we expect some kind of rethinking overall in the system?
Well, I agree with you that the international student program is a positive program. It's an important program, and we have exceeded, I think, whatever original goals and objectives that we had for that program. It's important for your viewers to note that the international students program contributes over $21 billion to the economy every year. So it is a great jobs creator, and in particular in the post-secondary sector, there are many new schools and colleges which I know have taken on the responsibility of educating. I know that there are some issues that have been raised, and I am in the course of getting briefed up on those issues. We want to make sure that this is a program that has a high caliber of integrity and transparency, and will continue to work with our partners provincially in the post-secondary field, as well as the community at large, to make sure that it's successful.
Immigrants, they have always supported Liberal Party. This is what we understand, we feel. Even during the last elections, all those ridings where we have most of the new Canadian, we would say, instead of immigrant, they voted for the Liberal Party, and they expect so much from the Liberal Party now that they again the policies will continue. Whatever Mr. McCallum or Mr. Hussain, I hope you will continue that legacy and those programs, and will try to add up some more changes which will be beneficial to the all those people who are aspiring, dreaming to come to this country.
Well, they did leave big shoes to fill. There's no doubt about it. But in all sincerity, I'm very honored to be taking on this role. I know that the expectations in the community are high, and I want to live up to them. And I am fortunate in that I'm surrounded by a team in the department, but also by some very strong colleagues at the cabinet table and in caucus generally, all of whom I think are united in the common cause to continue to tout immigration as a positive value. And in particular today, with all of the complexity and the uncertainty around the world, it is increasingly obvious to me, and I hope to you and your viewers, that Canada is this shining example of how people can come from all over the world and they can seek a better life in this country. It's a land of opportunity. It's a land of hope and optimism and confidence. And I know that this portfolio is very much determinative of our ability to continue to see those values remain uniquely Canadian. And I will work my very hardest to make sure that they are.
Mr. I know there are lots of challenges ahead, but with your background, your experience, and your passion, I'm sure you are going to deal with that. And we'll love to have you in the studio very soon, where we can discuss in detail. There are so many issues which I wanted to talk to you, but I know the constraint of time. But we will welcome you in the studio very soon.
I'll come and see you in the studio.
Thank you so much, Minister.
Thank you.
Great to talk to you.
Thank you.